In Ugwu Oka village, everyone noticed things before they were spoken. The wind carried rumors faster than drums, and silence was never empty. That was why the village began to whisper when Nkiru, Zainab, and Morayo started showing signs of pregnancy at almost the same time. Nkiru was married to Ezeadi, a respected yam farmer known for his quiet strength. Zainab belonged to Sadiq, a palm wine tapper whose laughter once filled the village square. Moraya was the wife of Kunle, a hunter who rarely spoke but whose eyes missed nothing. The women were not close friends, but they fetched water from the same stream. That morning, as they bent over the river, their swollen bellies reflected in the water. None of them spoke at first. "Why is my husband avoiding my eyes?" Nkiru wondered as she tied her wrapper tighter. Zainab broke the silence. "Have you noticed how the village looks at us now?" Morayo nodded slowly, as if we committed the same crime. Each woman carried fear differently. Nkiru cried at night. Zainab prayed loudly. Morayo stayed silent, listening. What the village did not know was that for months, all three women had been begging their husbands, not for money, not for love, but for acceptance. That night, Nkiru knelt before Ezeadi. "Please," she whispered, "the child is innocent." Ezeadi did not touch her. "I need time." At Zainab's home, Sadiq sat outside sharpening a knife that needed no sharpening. "You know I love children," Zainab said carefully. "Why are you angry?" Sadiq replied without looking up, "Because I know things you don't." Moraya faced Kunle differently. She stood tall. "Say what is in your heart." Kunle sighed. "If I speak now, everything will burn." Each woman returned to her mat confused, afraid, and desperate. What secret is bigger than a child, they all wondered, unknowingly asking the same question. The next market day, the three women met again, this time intentionally. They sat under the old mango tree, away from listening ears. "My husband won't touch me," Nikiru said, her voice shaking. "It is as if I brought shame into his house." Zainab swallowed hard. "Mine watches me like I am a stranger." Morayo looked at them both. "Then we are the same." Silence fell between them, heavy and uncomfortable. "Should I tell them?" Zainab thought. "What if they already know?" Nikiru spoke again. Did your husbands accuse you of anything?" Morayo shook her head. "No accusations, only silence." Zainab pressed her palms together. "Sadiq said he knows things I don't know. What does that even mean?" Fear connected them like an invisible rope. That night, the women began talking more about cravings, sickness, fear of childbirth. Yet, beneath every word was a deeper worry. What if they reject our children? What if we are sent away? What if the village turns against us? Unknown to them, that same night, their husbands gathered at the shrine. Iziadi arrived first, then Sadiq, then Kunle. They did not greet each other warmly. "It has gone too far," Kunle said. "The women are suffering." Sadiq laughed bitterly. "Suffering did not begin today." Iziadi clenched his fists. "We agreed to stay silent." Kunle replied, "Silence does not erase truth." Each man remembered the day they found out, not from their wives, but from Obaro, the wandering herbal trader who came once every season. Obaro had smiled too confidently. "These children," he had said, "carry the same blood." The men had investigated quietly. They followed signs. They listened. They remembered days they were away. "The problem," Sadiq said, is that the women truly do not know. Eziadi nodded slowly. That is what makes it painful. Kunle stood, but the village will know soon. They agreed on one thing: the truth could not stay buried forever. Pregnancy changed the women's bodies, but rejection changed their hearts faster. Nkiru's belly grew rounder each week, yet Ezeadi slept facing the wall. Every night she watched his back, counting the space between them like an enemy. If I touch him, will he pull away again? She wondered. One night, she could no longer hold it in. She knelt beside the mat, her voice trembling. Ezeadi, I am tired of begging without knowing my crime. Please, even if you hate me, do not hate the child. Ezeadi's chest tightened. He wanted to scream the truth, but fear held him. This matter is heavier than you think, he said quietly. That answer broke Nkiru more than silence. Across the village, Zainab faced Sadiq with swollen eyes. She had stopped singing while cooking. Her laughter had dried up. "Do you think I would shame you on purpose?" she asked. Sadiq looked away. "If only you knew how innocent you are," he thought. Morayo did not beg at first. She observed Kunle. She noticed how his eyes searched her face as if looking for another person inside her. One evening, she finally spoke. "If this pregnancy offends you, say it plainly. Silence is killing me." Kunle swallowed. "I am fighting a battle inside me." The women began meeting secretly again. This time, there were tears. "Our husbands have changed," Zainab said. "They look at us like strangers," Nkiru added. Morayo said nothing, but fear burned in her chest. None of them knew their husbands were also breaking, slowly, painfully. The men met again, this time at night, behind the abandoned shrine. "Our wives are breaking," Eziadi said. "Nkiru cries every night." Sadiq kicked the ground. "Zainab begged me today. I almost told her." Kunle's face was hard. "If we tell them wrongly, we destroy them forever." They all remembered the same moment, the day Obaro's words poisoned their peace. All 3 pregnancies carry the same seed. Sadiq spoke bitterly. "How did we not see it? The herbs, the visits, the trust." Eziadi whispered. "Our wives were desperate women seeking help." Kunle looked into the darkness, and Obaro knew that. They argued late into the night. Forgiveness battled anger, shame battled love. Finally, Kunle said what they all feared. "The man will return. He always does." Obaro returned to Ugwu Oka as he always did, quietly, confidently, with a smile that made people relax without knowing why. He carried a leather bag filled with herbs, roots, and bottles sealed with wax. The children ran after him. The elders greeted him warmly. To most villagers, Obaro was a helper, a healer, a traveler who brought relief. To the husbands, he was a shadow they could no longer escape. Nkiru saw him first near the market. Her face lit up with relief. "Obaro, you have returned," she said. "I wanted to thank you. Since the herbs you gave me, my body has been strong." Obaro smiled and placed a hand lightly on her shoulder. "I am glad," he replied. "A mother's strength protects her child." Something about his voice made Morayo uneasy. She stood a few steps away, watching his eyes move from one pregnant belly to another. Why does he look proud? She wondered. Zainab felt it too. Why does my heart suddenly feel heavy? From a distance, Kunle watched everything. His jaw tightened. This man walks freely while our homes burn, he thought. That night, Kunle followed Obado as he left the village path and entered the forest trail. The moon was bright enough to reveal truth. "You should have stayed away," Kunle said, stepping out. Obado stopped, then smiled slowly. So you know. You used herbs to deceive, Kunle said. You touched what was not yours. Obado laughed softly. I gave what they asked for: fertility, strength, hope. Kunle felt rage rise in his chest. He feels no shame. What you did will destroy lives, Kunle said. Obado leaned closer. Lives were already fragile. Kunle realized then that Obado would never confess out of guilt. Truth would have to be forced into the light. The men could not sleep. Silence had become cruelty. By dawn, they agreed. It was time. They gathered their wives inside Kunle's compound. The women arrived confused and anxious, their hearts beating fast. Why are we all here? Nkiru asked. Eziadi struggled to breathe properly. Once spoken, nothing returns, he thought. There is something we have hidden, he began, not to punish you, but because we were afraid. Sadiq continued, his voice low. Another man fathered these pregnancies. The words fell like thunder. Zainab screamed, "You insult me!" Nkiru shook violently. That is impossible. Marayo did not speak. Her chest tightened. My spirit warned me, she thought. When Obaro's name was spoken, denial collapsed into shock. No, he helped me, Nkiru whispered. Zainab fell to the ground, crying. I did not know. Marayo's tears were silent. Ignorance does not protect the heart, she realized. The men watched their wives break, and guilt tore through them. We never doubted your hearts, Kunle said, only the truth. News does not walk in Ugwu Oka. It runs. By midday, the village square was full. Voices clashed. Accusations flew like arrows. Were the women careless? Did the man use charms? Who bears the shame? The women sat together under a tree, holding each other. We were deceived, Zainab said softly. But the village will judge us first, Nkiru replied. Marayo stared ahead. Truth does not protect women in villages, she thought. The elders called a council. The chief priest demanded Obado's presence. When he arrived, calm and smiling, anger exploded. You used knowledge to destroy homes, an elder said. Obado bowed slightly. Knowledge has no guilt. The village roared. The elders spoke for hours. Tradition was weighed against mercy. Finally, the verdict came. Obaro is banished, the chief priest declared, never to return. The women felt relief and emptiness. The men returned home with their wives, each carrying a private battle. Can love survive this truth? Can trust grow again? Each husband faced his wife alone that night. Months later, cries of newborns filled Ugwu Oka. Nkiru labored long. When Ezeadi held the child, tears fell. This child will not suffer for another man's wrong, he said. Sadiq stood proudly beside Zainab. We raise truth, not shame, he declared. Kunle held Morayo's hand. We move forward, not backward. The village slowly healed, though scars remained. Ugwu Oka learned a lesson carved into memory. Truth delayed is pain multiplied, but truth faced can still build a future.
I kindly plead with our first-time viewers to kindly subscribe to our channel. And to our dearest subscribers, thank you for joining us again. Please help to like, drop a comment, and click on the notification bell to always get our new videos. Thank you.